Hi guys, in this video I'm going to go ahead and show you where to get the White Arabian Wild Horse, some tips on how to get it easily, and also my hunting trip on the way up there and some of the best hunting locations. So I would say from Barrows Lagoon up to the west toward Lake Isabel, and the northwest part of the map is probably going to be the best place to go ahead and hunt. I will give you some tips. We're about to hunt a bear real quick, but I'll give you some tips on hunting. This part is going to be pretty cold, so make sure you're either wearing some winter clothes or you have some stored on your horse in your storage. Also make sure that you have plenty of food and tonics for yourself and your horse, and plenty of ammo, whether it's bullets or arrows. So some other things I could go ahead and recommend is once you get up to this location, make sure you go ahead and save a save point so you don't have to go ahead if you die, lose any kind of progress that you've had. So get up to this point, start a save point, and start off fresh. Another thing I can go ahead and recommend is on the way, steal a wild horse, ride it for a little bit, and then get back on your original horse and tell that other horse to follow you. So now you have two horses, you have two places to store either your carcasses for your animals or your furs. So we're going to go ahead and take a nice one shot here. Unfortunately, in the beginning, I thought I took the rifle out, and I was kind of panicking, so I just had the bow and I took that shot. I think I hit it, but luckily the wolves were kind of distracting him, or else he would have probably eaten me up. So here's where it's going to come in real handy, like I said, to steal a wild horse, take your trip up there, make sure that horse follows you, so you can store bodies. You can store some of these furs on the bigger animals as well as some of the small animals. Now, like wolves and deer and stuff like that, you can store those underneath either the bodies or the furs of, like, say, moose, bears, elk, any of those types of things. But I think your horse can only carry one big type of either a big body or furs, and then you can have some small ones to go underneath it. So by having that second horse, you're gonna actually allow yourself to pick up a lot more items. Okay, so the location for the White Arabian is going to be up here at Lake Isabella, and it's roughly exactly where I have my my cursor. So just remember, you're not alone. You're always going to have wolves out trying to either stalk the prey or come after you. So it's really important that you make sure that you have a pretty good pistol or revolver, as well as some pretty good a good shotgun and a good assault rifle or just a regular rifle. And then, like I said, as you go out, you can either go out and do this like I did it, planning on just getting the White Arabian, and then I ran into all this on the way there. But if you ever do go up for a hunting expedition, just make sure that you take the proper precautions, because it can be kind of a pain in the ass when you have to keep healing yourself, healing your horse. And that's not to mention, once you get on the White Arabian, you want to make sure that that thing and yourself are pretty healed and have good stamina, so you can go ahead and last the journey. Again, I can't stress enough, make sure you use plenty of save points at each step of the way once you're doing this. So here we go. This is actually the location where I just showed on that map. This is where I find a huge moose, and then right down the hill is the first encounter with the White Arabian. So I've done this a couple times, and it seems to be that this is pretty much a location for the White Arabian every single time. Just remember, it is a white horse. It's going to run around. Sometimes the lake ends up creating crazy amounts of fog where you can't see a damn thing. So you might have to just sit still and kind of watch for it to move around in the distance. It is sometimes hard to pick up, especially in the fog, but you'll see as I approach the moose right here, you can kind of see it in the back. Obviously, if you're going hunting, it's going to spook out the White Arabian, and that thing's going to run. Last thing you want to do is chase that damn thing all around the map, which unfortunately sometimes will happen if you don't take the right precautions or if you don't listen to the tips that I give you. And the only good thing about chasing that White Arabian around is it will quickly bring up your player's stamina. That's one thing for sure. I think in this whole process of hunting and chasing the White Arabian, I think I went up 2 to 3 levels in my stamina, if you can believe that. So I got arthritis in my right thumb from tapping on that damn X button the whole time. But pretty soon we're going to go ahead and get into the part with the White Arabian, and again, the tips on how I was able to get it the easiest way. So let me go ahead and just take those antlers. Like I said, if you have a second horse, you can go ahead and store that big fur on top. If you're by yourself, you're gonna kind of only be able to take one thing. So here we go. We are about to get the white Arabian, or we're trying to get the white Arabian. What you want to make sure you do is you want to stay crouched and approach it very slowly. Once you get up to a good enough distance, you want to go ahead and hold down the left trigger button so you get the horse options, and you want to call it first, and then you want to almost spam the calm button, because you never know, at any second that thing could get spooked, and you want to make sure that you calm it before it ends up taking off. The other thing you want to make sure is keep mind of your footing and the surface that you're on. Don't let that happen. I got very close and then I ended up slipping. I have another approach. Well, I'll get into that in a second. Again, you're always being watched. You're always on the menu. Somebody's always stalking the stalker. So just keep that in mind. Be prepared for these things all the time, because they will constantly be out there. So here we go. Trying to make my final attempt. The white Arabian is taken off a little bit. You can hear, that's the other thing too, you can hear the white Arabian a lot of times in the background. So if you get kind of lost on where it is, you can either go back to your save point and try again, or you can go ahead and just try to listen for it. So we just took down a ram right there. I think I spooked out the white Arabian, but in this next clip we're going to finally capture the white Arabian. Now, some people are saying that you have to get up real close to it to be able to pet it. But I don't find that to be too successful. I think the thing runs away more times than not when you try to pet it than if you approach it this way. So I'll go ahead and make sure I creep. I'll be down low. I'll go really slow. I'll make sure I hit the left trigger button so I bring up the horse options. I'll call it, and then I'll make sure I'm kind of looking at the bar, so every time it starts to flip out, I can calm it down. Don't look at the horse. Look at the calm bar. Make sure you're ready to hit calm as soon as it happens. Now, the other thing I do is as soon as I get close to the horse, I'll go ahead and hit the Y button so I can go ahead and jump on it immediately. Now, what I find to be easiest is, it says you got to push down the left joystick and move it around. I don't find that easy. What I do is I keep tapping in the left joystick, so I try to buck. I stop the horse's buck. You see, every time it bucks like that, normally I would get thrown off to the right and left when I would push the joystick in and move it around. So just keep tapping that left joystick in. Hopefully this helps. Leave any comments if you have questions, and thanks for watching.